Hello Elphicks. So we're back on Prairie Lake down Elphicks. I couldn't quite manage to get the swim I was in last time, casting from there in this area, and where I caught my lovely 30-pounder, but I'm a couple of swims along to the left of it. So hello Heron. If you look round here to the left, I've got this whole bay that I could put a rod into, so chances are I'm going to have a rod somewhere out there, somewhere towards the island, and a margin rod. And I've got somebody with me who's out for revenge. Do do do. If you saw the North Lake video on my channel, you would have seen him being not too happy with me. He called me the fish thief. I managed to catch a big old lump on his rod. So this time he's hoping I'm gonna get it. So rod number one, I've got a DNA pineapple and banana pop-up on with a bag of pellets and crushed boilie. That's just gonna go out into open water, maybe 2 rod lengths off the island where the other fella was doing very well on my last session down here. Something else, a new purchase, is the bushwhacker. So that could change my fortunes. Rod number 2 that's going to go out in the bushwhacker, normal bolt rig setup, safety bolt rig, don't forget the safety word, with a wafter, and it's going to be surrounded by, there's a mix of squid scopex boilies with the pellets to go along with it. But this time I've poured in a bit of syrup and hemp oil. So we got a little bit of bait in the bushwhacker, and my rig, lead, and everything will sit in there. And this is the first time I've ever used one, so let's see how it goes. So here we are, bushwhacker, sliding it out. I just want to know how far it's going to go, to be honest. See if it can reach to the actual spots I want to cast to. So what's that? That's only 2 sections, so I've got a few more to go on. 3rd section on. Well, it is pretty brilliant. Except that's the whole length, and I'm going about only halfway across where I want to get to, so it's a little bit muddy where other fishermen have been here and left earlier on. 3 rods are out. I'll probably recast a bit later on, but I'm quite happy where they are for now. And I've got a new bivvy. This is the Solar Tackle bivvy. It is the Quick Up Shelter Mark 1. So that's kind of it. I'm really happy with how it looks. I've got loads of space. If I go back here, you can see it from the side. This is what it looks like. The MK1 Solar Quick Up Shelter. And then laying on the bivvy for pan round. I just got so much space. Look, I love it. You can have a second betcha that side if you really wanted to. Might be a bit of a tight squeeze, but you could get 2 people fishing this. Now you can see how cold it is today. There's already not frost, but you know it's going to be a frosty one later on. So I know that it's going to get dark by 4:30. It's kind of, the light's almost gone. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start making up. Oh, bloody hell, don't spill, don't spill. What I'm going to do is stop dropping stuff and make up some PVA bags, just like this one. So I've got a few made up. That should do us, get us through the night. I don't think we're going to be having a million fish out, so even 1 or 2 fish, that should keep us going. I've never fished Prairie Lake this time of year. I've never fished it when it's been as cold as this. Fished it a few times through the summer. I think I've caught every time I fished it, actually. The last time is in this video, you can see here or here, where I caught a 30 pounder, and the time before that I had a 30 pounder as well, actually. So it can produce on the right day, but I don't know about when the weather cools, and it got to 2 degrees through last night, so it's going to be similar temperature again tonight. I'm going to recast the rods, get some baits out there, because there's only an hour of daylight left. Let's get a cup of tea made as well before darkness sets in, and I'm gonna have to cook me sausages in the dark. I'm just making a cup of tea. I can't believe it. I didn't bring a cup for a cup of tea, so this might have to be my cup of tea. Sung has given me a slightly smaller pot than my own one, so I'm having a saucepan of tea. Sung can have his cup. Oh, I won't be drinking that for a while. Nearly burnt my lips off. My old stove finally died. It was like leaking gas, so a bit dangerous. So I've ordered this new one. I put 2 cups of water in this kettle and it boiled it the fastest I've ever seen a kettle boiled, in about 30 seconds for 2 cups. If you're interested, I'll put the link in the description of this video. I got it from Amazon and it was £19.99 for this Rapid. Bye bye stove, you did me well for a short time. Where those rushes are flattened, I've come back to the swim. I've put lots of bait along that margin, so I know where to aim from my swim. So let's get the rod out there. To do is always have them bang in line. I'm a bit OCD, but the reason for that is you've got about 3 inches gap there. Everyone looking exactly the same distance from bobbins, What's he shouting about? Same distance from the bobbins. So even if you have a couple of beeps in the night and you're not out in time to see which one is lit up, you can see if that's closer, you know which rod has had a pickup possibly. So yeah, I like to keep them all the same, all uniform. And it's 4:36. Can't always see it through a camera lens, but it's getting dark. Winter is well and truly here. Can you believe this? This is 5:10. Look how dark it is. Where's my buzzers? There we go. That's how dark it is at 5:10. Just putting some warmer socks on. It is really dropping this temperature. Is it too early for a winter warmer? No, of course not. Oh, I love a drop of port. I know you're not supposed to drink port out of the bottle like a proper alky. Oh, hits the spot though. That's my bivvy, like you can see. There's been really loud club music playing for ages. Like really loud, and I don't know where it's coming from. Considering we're in the middle of the countryside, why is there club music, like dance stuff playing? And if you're listening clearly now, I don't know if you can hear that. There's some weirdo talking on a microphone. I don't know what's going on. And now the rain is here. Thought I'd get a bit of a kip in the countryside, but not looking likely. Morning all, I am up and about. The rods are still out and nothing's really going on. Just gonna recast. Let me show you the bivvy as well. Well, it held up pretty well. Got a little bit of condensation, but nothing dripping in. So that was a good sign. Let me tell you that this peak does gather water. So when it runs down, it goes down the front, which ain't a problem if you put the ground sheet in properly, which I didn't. But I've got no water inside. It's only just on the edges where I didn't do a proper job of putting it up, and I'm kind of in a puddle, but that's fine. So next time when I've got the ground sheet velcroed up the inside, there'll be no chance of water coming in. So I know for next time. It rained a lot through the night, and you can see it's still coming down very gently at the minute. It's going to be showers throughout the day, so the bivvy is going to stay wet. Lovely, eh? So these pop-ups have been, I put the syrup in with my pop-up so you can see how sticky and flavoursome it is, and how can they resist? PVA bag on there, and it's going out to the island. I'm gonna do just a hook bait with a stringer of 3 boilies so it looks less suspicious to the carp. Instead of a big bed of bait, a stringer, couple of boilies, inconspicuous. Little stringer, some 12mm boilies, and a split 20mm boilie as well. This time it's going to be a wafter. If you don't know what a wafter is, these are semi-buoyant, so the weight of the hook drags this boilie down to the bottom. But because they're semi-buoyant, when the fish come near it, go to suck it up, it goes into their mouth because it's kind of buoyant anyway, so it'll go into their mouth quite easy. Wafters. They can be deadly sometimes. Happy with that. Don't know what this is. Probably would be good bait, you know. Some kind of maggoty grub caterpillar thing. He's just let me look after his rods, or he goes for a number poo. You know what happened last time he did that? Right, change of plan. It's too quiet and we've only got a few hours to go, so I've got some floating maggots which will go on one side of the boilie. I'm putting a bigger bait on, and going with a bit of superstition, this boilie needle I've had since I was a kid and it's going to bring me luck. I'm hoping it brings me luck. So a big old boilie on, a couple of floating maggots. Apparently they love the red maggots in the winter, so maybe one of each, one red, one white, just to tip off the boilie. Here we go. That was a good one. Wondering how much the sections are for this bushwhacker that couldn't reach to where I wanted it to reach. With it brand new, you get 15 meters of pole like to extend to, but 30 meters probably would reach close to where I want to fish, just before the island. And most of the lakes down at Elphicks you could probably reach. 30 meters of pole would get you to most of the islands on all the lakes down here, I'd say, depending on where you're fishing. I'm not desperate yet, but I'm a little worried that we've had no fish so far. Once again, I've walked to the far bank, I put bait there, I put bait further down. We just saw a fish top closer to this red bush over here, so I've gone up, baited the margin. My middle rod is cast to there now with the back lead on. 3 rods, 1, 2, 1 off the end of the island, all with back leads on. What I did just change was the left and middle rod. Both of them have got the fake floating maggots on. A little bit more of an attractant, because I've got quite dark baits. They're kind of similar to the colour of the bottom of the lake, so maybe putting a red and a white maggot on will give it a little bit more visibility. Might tweak their interest when they're swimming by. So, because I imagine the carp are coming by your bait. It's not the biggest lake, so the carp, if they're on the move, they probably are on the move, they're going to come across your bait at some point. And if there's something a little bit brighter, like those maggots, that might pique their interest, then fingers crossed it does. Should we go and visit Sung Swim? Because he's not catching either. Well, this is Sung Swim. He's got 2 rods out. Oh no, are they all out to the island now?
No, the left and that one on the left of the 2 is on the island.
Mm.
On the right, it's the middle. On the right
Oh, so the right hand. Oh, mine just beeped. Beep, 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 beep. That wasn't mine. That was yours. Oh, it's your left rod.
Yeah, left
Oh, all right. I was getting excited. Ooh. Whoa. I'm getting some use from the baiting pole, drying the top of the bivvy. Pretty good. To put out loads of bait or not to put out loads of bait, I prefer not to put out loads of bait. Even in the summertime, I don't go too crazy with quantities of bait, but the fella just along there where I caught my fish in the last session is spotting out to the island, and I think it's about the third time he's spotted out, and it's only midday. But who knows? He hasn't caught and I haven't caught, so lots of bait. There he goes, there's a spot. Lots of bait or not so much bait is not making any difference at the minute. But when the carp get their heads down, they can hoover up large quantities, so he could be on the right track. There's no telling until one of us catch a fish, really. The massive heron has just landed right there. I don't know if you can see him. I'm going to try and catch him in flight in a minute because they're enormous once they're in the air. And there he is. He's gone up to the water's edge. They're like statues sometimes. They just stand for a very long time in one position. They're hunters basically, aren't they? They're just looking for an opportunity to snap up a fish for lunch. We're getting superstitious now. Sung, my friend, he said whenever he plays Candy Crush, he has a fish.
Wait.
Gonna bring you some luck.
Yeah, mate.
He has got a big fish, he has. He's been sitting there for about half an hour. Stealthy. That is quite a fish. That's quite big, isn't it, son? A fish as big as his own head. At least somebody's caught something, eh, Heron? He's still trying to swallow the fish. He's bitten off more than he can chew. Literally. You know what? That actually went into that bag easier than I thought because it's like an oversized bag. I haven't put the ground sheet in because it's going to be smothered and wet, so that's going to go in the car separate, and I can dry it in my back garden when we've got a dry day. But I'm quite happy with this new solar bivvy. Loads of space. Haven't got to worry about being cramped in your head like this on top of your bivvy. You can stand up in it. For 200 quid, 199.99. I don't know if there's loads on the market still because they've brought the Mark II out, which is 380 quid. So if you can snap up one of these for 200 quid, you're saving yourself 180 quid. In the new Mark II, I can only see the difference being the top peak, where you zip in an extra little layer that just blocks daylight coming in. Do you need to pay 180 quid just for that? I don't think the Heron can take off after that massive fish he swallowed. And it still feels good for a bite. I really think there's still a chance, you know. There's another fella turned up who wants our swims, so I think these are the best swims on the lake, to be honest. But it all depends on what the fish want to do. "30 more minutes. Last chance." I'll be back. Last chance saloon. The lonesome rod. Every fisherman does this, leaving out that one last rod. Pack your buzzers away. There's that final chance you could get a take in those dying seconds. Please, carp gods. Well, it's a blank from me and it's a blank from my friend Sung. He didn't get revenge. I was hoping he was going to get a big lump to make up for that fish that I caught on his rod. It's about time he beat his PB. Anyway, hopefully next time we'll have one out each. I think I've packed up just at the right time. The rain's starting to come down again. I'm going to reel that solo rod in, hit the road. November carp fishing can be tough, and this session just proved it. So see you next time. Going to be doing a day session down Lovelace Fishery soon, so hopefully that will bring us some carp. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to my channel if you enjoy these videos. See you in the next one. I'll be back.